Hi everyone, it's Jean from Sew It Themes. Welcome to my channel if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you are a regular viewer. I am going to show you what I'm doing today, and that is I'm working on my, kind of a Halloween weenie type of journal. And it is the one I had talked about in the last channel is the Compendium of Natural Curiosities. I'll show you what I've done so far. I've made the cover, started from scratch and made the cover. I'm using like a craft paper, and then you have to excuse my hands. They're all black from all the grunge, all the distressing I've been doing, because I'm trying to make this a little on the grungy side. So that's the cover. I will eventually, of course, put this on here somehow. We'll put that on there, and then to cover the spine up, because I have a seam in here. I had to put a seam in here because I only had 8 by 12 craft paper. So I don't know. I'm either going to use this here to kind of cover that up for the seam, or I might use this here, and it's like a bark. Looks like a bark of a tree. I might use that to cover the seam up. I haven't decided which one. But I'm trying to kind of make it a theme of nature in a steampunkish gothic kind of way, if that makes any sense. I downloaded this digital cut, really like it. It's from My Porch Prints, and I'm really enjoying the papers here. This is kind of a taste of some of the papers, and I've got some coffee dyed paper I've really grunged up a lot, and there we go. So that's kind of the papers here, kind of cool. I think it's going to be really neat. And that's the inside. So today I'm working on some ephemera that's also from My Porch Prints, and it's these slide specimens. Oh, aren't they cool? Let's see, maybe I can put something behind that. Aren't these neat? They're so nifty. Here's the spider, and here's the skeleton, and here's the bat. Oh, I think these are like so cool. So they're little images with acetate in between the two pieces of cardstock. That's what they are. So I'm going to make one. And so when you print it out, this is what you get. It's like one piece with a white on the background. And you print it out, and then you got to, of course, cut each one out. Then what I do is I cut a piece of black cardstock. I cut a piece of black cardstock to match here. And for some reason, here it is. Here's the one I did. So this here, pretty closely matches it. And I kind of like to have it, just a weensy bit bigger. You can hardly see it. You don't have to do that, but I kind of like that idea. And I back them up together. Now, to make sure that this doesn't move around, I got some old washi tape here that I don't really use. And I kind of make it a little even less sticky than it already is. And I put this behind here because we are eventually going to cut this fish out. So it doesn't matter what happens behind there. And I just press it down like this, so now it's nice and secure. Then I'm going to get my metal ruler and my X-Acto knife. Now, at first I thought, we'll just do it this way and be on this side of my cut line, but then I discovered that it's really hard to make sure you're not getting some of the cream in your cutout. So I put it on the right side of the line I want to cut, and I make sure it's just a teensy weensy inside the print out. It's just a little bit, and you're cutting away a little bit of the print, the slide print part of it, just a little bit. Now, because I'm working with two, you know, you really got to dig pretty deep. And I usually go down 2 times. So we'll do that 2 times here in the corner. And again, just a little bit on the inside. Now she has complete instructions when you purchase this particular DigiKit. She has instructions on how to do this, but it's pretty straightforward. So there we go. And one more side over here. So I really thought these were pretty neat looking because these sort of you know, they're nature themed. And also, this is something, you know, you can also use this kit in any of your botanical sort of a studies booklet or journal. All right, looks like I didn't go quite far enough. Of course, I'm on camera, and this is, and I've made like how many? And of course, this is what happens. There we go. And now you just take these apart, take that off there. So then we have our little fish. And that is going to be your specimen, and this will be the front of the back. This will be the back, the black will be the back, and the print, of course, will be the front. Now, in her instructions, she does not do the backing. She just kind of does the front, so that when you get done, you know, you can see everything. And I wanted to be able to turn it over and just see nothing but black, instead of seeing, you know, the acetate glued on to the front. I thought it was a little bit neater looking to have it black in the back. So that is my idea, was then to do both at the same time, so that you have, you know, a backing for your slides. So I have already cut out, let's see, I already have a specimen. Oh boy. Here we go. I already have a specimen that I'm going to use to put in there, so I don't want to take time to cut the fish off. So here's a little specimen I'm going to put in there. And then I have 2 pieces of acetate, clear acetate. And this is like a page protector that you can pick up probably even at the dollar store. I just happen to have a lot laying around, so I'm going to use one. And I cut it just a little bit smaller than the slide itself. So it ended up being 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 is what I ended up cutting that. But you can see that there's a little bit here. I don't know. Let's see if we can get in there. Oh, come on, camera. You can do it. Okay. Maybe you can see that it's not flush with the side, that there's a little bit left over there. And then I've got glitter glue is what I'm using. And that doesn't look like it's totally squared off there. Let me make sure that it's squared off there. There we go. Now, when you put the glue on, you need to be careful not to go too close to that edge, because when you squish them together and the glue seeps out onto the acetate, it's a mess. And you know, you really can't, once the glue gets on there, and of course here I am, I'm on camera. It's really funny to be doing this with the camera like between you and the project. So anyways, so don't be too close to the edge there. And then we maybe this would be better if I laid it down here like this. I don't know if you can see that better. And then we laid the acetate down here, just like so. And you just want to anchor it, anchor it a little bit. So you don't want to put so much glue on it that when you squeeze it, it goes into your slide, because it's almost impossible to clean off. Then here is your little specimen, and you only really kind of need a little bit because you just don't want the glue to ooze out. So you just tack it a little tiny bit. It doesn't need an awful lot because it is going to be squished in between the two slides. Put it in the middle, like so. There we go, and I gently pat it. And then we take the front, and we kind of do the same with that. I go around the perimeter of the square, not getting too close to the edge. There we go. And get our acetate. Here, wipe it off a little bit. Picks up dust really easy. And then we'll just put this down here, like so. Okay. All right, just so it's like tacked down there a little bit. And now I left room between the acetate and the edge because gluing acetate is such a slippery surface. I didn't think that the seal would be really that as good as it would be cardstock to cardstock. So I am going to put my bead of glue then along the edge where the cardstock is at. And even if it seeps out this way, when I put the top on, it's okay, because I can clean with my fingers. But don't want to seep it in that way, that's for sure. Yep, I speak out of experience out of that one. And then we will just put our little top there on top of it. There we go. Go all the way around. Like I say, a little bit of seeping out is all right. You can just clean that off. All right. There it is. So there's a little thing, and then you'll distress around it to get rid of that white line there where I didn't quite cut, that close to the edge. But anyways, there is your little slide. So neat. So neat. Love it. Love it. It's really hard to pick up on the camera, but it has this three-dimensional kind of quality to it, when you look at it in real life. Anyway, so those are the slides, the specimen slides that she has. So, remember on her video, she doesn't show putting on the black backing. And so I wanted to just let you know that this is how I do it, so that I think it looks a little bit more finished that way, and it makes it a little bit more firm to feel more like a slide, a specimen slide. So that's done. But now I thought, well, hey, what if I want to do this for something else that's not perhaps Halloweeny? Maybe I want to do this for a botanical journal, and I want to use like butterflies and bees or whatever as my specimens in the middle. Then what you can do is, if you don't have the kit, you can go ahead and, select, and I would select a designer paper that had a good body to it. You can cut out your square about the size of the slide that you want. Back it with a piece of black cardstock or whatever color you wanted, whatever. Back it up, cut both the same size, and then use your square punch to punch in the square. And the thing that I kind of keep in mind to kind of lend a little bit authenticity is to make the bottom wider than the top, because the bottom is where the label is going to go for your specimen. And I only have this small square. I wish if you had the larger square, it would be so much nicer, but it's all I have. Anyway, so that's how you could do it, and put the acetate in between like I showed you, and you can have your own specimen slide for your botanical journal or whatever. So that's just what I wanted to show you today. If you want to see more, oh, and then also, I also downloaded from Mad Paper Crush, which is one of my new favorite digi stores. I downloaded this it's called Shiver. She calls it Shiver, but it's all about kind of this botanical Halloweeny type of stuff, which I think is just up the alley of what kind of theme I want to be doing in my journal. So I got these things to make the ephemera out of, and that's probably the next thing I'll be showing you is what am I going to do with this ephemera? Or I might be showing you working in my sewing journal. I don't know what I'll be doing next. We'll just have to see about that. But if you're interested to see how this particular journal progresses, please subscribe below. And we will see you later. And please have a crafty day. Bye.